All right, obviously with a new product like this, you got sometimes confusion, misunderstanding. This is a product that is absolutely life-changing. And we're going to educate you here again. Remember what I said, a lot of information today to educate you, get you very familiar with it, but at the end of the day, it's going to boil down to a 90-second video and a 5-minute video, and that's all you need to know. Everything else is on the website. This is going to be a socially driven program, FAQs, documentation of authenticity of what's in the product, all on the website. Everything you need to know. When you walk out of here today, firstfitness.com, whatever your website is, and you'll go to the category and you will see everything you need to learn that you might have missed in this presentation. Right now, I'd also like to bring up an incredible man of integrity, got his doctorate from the University of Florida. He's an author, he's a lecturer. He has been with First Fitness for many, many years. He has helped Lee on many, many formulations, spoken at many of our conventions, hundreds of conference calls. He was also a former professor at the University of Florida and a professor of the year of agricultural and life science. When I called Dr. Pete Coon to tell him about this idea of this product, he said, I have already got years of research on this particular product. It's absolutely amazing. And Dr. Pete Coon says to me, not only am I excited, I want to build a distributorship. So when you got a medical advisory board member say, hey, I want to get in and start making a difference in people's lives, I think that says something. So please help me welcome Dr. Pete Coon.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh, I got to operate this. I'll put this down here. That's a good picture, isn't it? I'm so good to be here. Just to give you all a bit of update, I now live in the Cayman Islands. So, come to the island, man. You see, isn't that good? And so, I've taken the president's position of the university down there, and I'm just going to go help them out for a little while. It's kind of hard to enjoy all that sunshine, but I'm glad to be here. And when Nigel did call me and he told me I'd already had about 4 years of research under my belt and I was ready to rock and roll with this. And then Adam was involved with it, and I knew we were in good hands with that, So I want to educate you a little bit on who is hemp, what does hemp do, what does research kind of show us, and what you can kind of expect to hear, and things that you may not even expect to hear. And it was like when we launched Zavita, and when we did 8RX, we had specific things we were challenging, and we got a whole host of other stuff that we never even imagined. So with this, I want to talk to you about marijuana. All right. The brownies and hemp. The genealogy of where hemp comes from is that it belongs to the cannabis family, and so does marijuana. They're first cousins to each other. And the big difference is the marijuana plant contains THC, which you'll see a little bit later, and the hemp plant does not, or it has so minimal amount that it's not even hardly traceable. But they both contain all of the cannabinoids, the alkaloids and stuff that are in both plants. And so when it came on the scene, the medicinal marijuana, the medical marijuana, had played huge parts in a lot of areas of health. And the problem is a lot of people did not like the high. Okay? So enter hemp. You don't get the high, and you get the same beneficial effects from it. So that's what makes this very interesting. So what is CBD? Okay, CBD is just an acronym for cannabidiol. Cannabidiol. That's very simple to say. Then it's one of the 85 cannabinoids that are found in the cannabis plants. Okay? And hemp has a very high level of CBD. Marijuana has a very low level of CBD. Okay? Marijuana has a high level of THC that gets you high. Hemp has a very low level, almost non-traceable amount. So you don't have to worry about that euphoric high. Maybe some people want it, but they won't get it with hemp. Okay? And so the First Fitness CBD rich hemp oil, which I love the word rich, okay, has virtually zero tetrahydrocannabidiol, and that's the big word for just THC. And so as long as our product stays with 0.3% or under, we're good to go. And what makes this very, very nice is that our manufacturer, he looks at every single shipment of CBD that we get in, and he does what we call a purity check on it. And you can rest assured that dog can hunt. You hear me? That man checks it, and he makes sure that we get the richest blend of these cannabidiols and cannabinoids inside of our hemp oil. So we take CBD from the hemp oil itself. And you know, hemp is already being used out in the world and has been for years. They use it in food products. They use it in clothing that you wear. So this is what makes it very nice to be able to say, people started looking at, does this oil really have these kind of properties that can help, especially when we're wearing them or already eating them, et cetera, so forth. So that's what makes this a very user-friendly substance for us that get great benefits from. You can safely take it in larger doses as needed. I have just recently got my bottle just yesterday, and I tell you, I couldn't wait to open it because I was wanting to see if I was going to get the high, you know. But boy, was I disappointed, you know. But anyway, so I can tell you it's wonderful. It is. And we're going to go over the dosing a little bit later, so I'll tell you my little story on that on just 24 hours. And but what I love about the hemp oil is think about all of the prescriptive medications I know and all the ones that I've prescribed in my career, 40 years or better, that you think about all the sad side effects that medications are causing. But you know, some people have to have medications, and the side effects is part of it. And hemp, there is no side effects. Okay? So that is so huge. Okay? And a lot of people who are experiencing these great health benefits from hemp oil, especially the grade you're going to be getting, okay, they are finding that maybe the addiction that goes along with pain medications and opioids and those kind of things, we may find lessened, okay? So there's great benefits to this that we're going to be seeing. So why do we go to a doctor? Well, we know why. It's the humdrum. It's the beating us up on a daily basis of what is called life. You have a lot of things in you, and they're called endorphins. And endorphins are your body's natural painkillers that it makes. So your body can naturally fight against the pain, the inflammation, the depression, and anxiety, and these kind of things. And what happens is our life gets so busy that our body discontinues to make the quality and the amount of endorphins it needs. So therefore, we have inflammation, we have pain, we have anxiety, we have a lot of things, we get hormone imbalance, etc. Okay, and that's why a lot of us go to the doctors. Okay, and so I love this saying, First Fitness Nutrition Hemp helps. Okay, that's truly, truly true. Okay, so First Fitness Hemp, we feel, okay, is going to help people who overuse strenuous muscles during the day. Some people go to the gym and you hear you got to burn that muscle, burn that muscle, burn that muscle to build that muscle. Well, you get aches and pains and inflammation from those kind of things. Okay, we believe that the hemp is going to help with that. The hemp oil is going to help relieve the pain and inflammation that's associated with those types of overuse. We do know that it has been shown to help with occasional stress and anxiety. My mother's 96. She's on no medications at all. She fishes every day. But she sits around and she stews about, I'm the last one in my family. There's nobody else alive. I'm 96. And when is it going to come my turn? And she gets anxiety. And so it's hard to tell somebody who's set in their ways that, Mama, don't get worked up over something like this. It's part of the life cycle, and we will see each other again, But she does. So guess who's going to get on hemp oil? You hear me? Plus, my father, he's been married to my mother since I've been like 5, 6 years old, and I'm 16 years old. And he is now suffering from middle-stage Parkinson's. And so I can't wait to get my hands on this. And I've been coaching them and talking to them because the older generation are going to think, oh, my God, it's kin to marijuana. Are you sneaking something here on me and not telling me? So I started early on it, and I've got my mom and dad, and I said, Daddy, if I can give you a quality of life from here on and no side effects, would you really be into that? And he said, I'll do whatever it takes. So people are getting desperate out there, and I have it in my family, so I know. We do know it helps provide mood stability, and it helps support restful sleep. I can testify to that. It enhances relaxation and calmness, and there are so many other health benefits that we don't even have any idea what it's going to help with, because the reason why we believe this is because I have been researching hemp oil for about 4 years, and I have thousands and thousands of research articles, clinical studies and stuff that has really shown a lot of interest and potential in hemp oil. And what we do know is that we hadn't known this for very long, and it's not me, it's the science community. So whenever I say we, it's the big research science community. The endocannabinoid system has just been discovered since the early 90s. We didn't know very much about it. Everything that's got a vertebrae, a rabbit, a dog, a cow, a horse, a human, squirrel, it doesn't matter. If it's got a vertebrae, it has an endocannabinoid system. And that's tied directly to every system in your body, every system. And so this network that the CBD connects with is involved with the immune system, okay? And what I like about the endocannabinoid system, and I did a lot of research on it, is that there are two major types of cannabinoids, receptors. And imagine on the outside of your cells in your body, you have these little docking stations. They're called receptors. And it's kind of like pulling a space shuttle up to the International Space Station. It has to have a certain fit, locking key to fit airtight. Well, that's the way the endocannabinoid system works on the outside of your cells, okay? And the difference is you have what they call cannabinoid 1 and cannabinoid 2. Cannabinoid 1 is mostly found entirely in the central nervous system, which is the brain and the spinal cords. And we do find CB1s kind of scattered throughout the body, but not a lot, mostly in the brain and in the spinal cord. And so when people smoke pot or they do the magic brownies or whatever you do with that, okay, do we need to run a test here? But anyway, the marijuana plant basically has all the THC in it. And the THC binds to the CB1 receptors. Now, when they're located mainly in the brain and the spine, you get a high. And the CB2 receptors are mostly found in all of your solid and hollow organs, plus the immune system, scattered throughout the body. And when the CB2, when the cannabidiol connects to the CB1, it doesn't trigger a high or anything because it doesn't fit just right. But when the CB2 connects to the CB2 receptor, it connects, it locks tight, and guess what it does? It starts balancing those systems that are out of balance, and it's just that simple. And when you have millions of these receptors throughout your body, then we're starting to understand more about the endocannabinoid. So that basically is the difference between CB1 and CB2. CB1 is basically all in the brain, the spinal cord, and basically the THC has to bind to those to give that euphoric high. When CB2 binds to them, CB1 receptors, you don't get it because it doesn't fit tight. But when it binds to the CB2, the cannabidiol 2, then it makes a Loctite and it starts balancing all those systems in your body. So that is the difference with the endocannabinoid system. It's much more complex than that, but I'm not going into it because I'd be way over my head too. So I just want it to be duplicatable that you understand the difference between the two. If you have any question, we're going to help you with that at the end also. I love this slide here. It's called From the Soil to Oil. I just want to give you a little bit of background. Do you remember over in Russia when Chernobyl, the nuclear power plant blew up and killed millions of people and it radiated the soil and nothing was growing and stuff? They found out about hemp and they planted hemp by thousands and thousands of acres. And I have the research paper on this, where they planted it, and the hemp oil balances so well it drew all of the atomic things out of the soil into itself. They took the plants and discarded them, and the soil was balanced. Okay? And so what we find is that the hemp, the CBD, actually helps balance the systems in your body. Okay? How it does that, they're still unlocking the mystery behind it. But we are doing, from soil to oil, we use what we call a CO2 extraction. Or we don't. The manufacturers do. They use a CO2 extraction. And that makes sure that we have less than 0.3% THC, period. That will not even be detectable. And so that's why you don't get the psychoactive euphoric high with hemp oil, because it's virtually not there. Okay? So we're really wanting to make sure that with this extraction process that we also give you all 85 plus cannabinoids that are identified in the cannabis plant. Okay? So the extraction and purification we talked about, and the basic underlying overarching goal of this type of extraction and purification is keeping the high levels of phytocannabinoids while eliminating the unwanted THC that we don't want, okay? So it's like purification. And like I said, every shipment that comes in, Adam, our manufacturer, he absolutely tests those himself to make sure that they are the purity of what we're supposed to be getting. So you can rest assured behind the scenes, that is a big deal. Okay.